By the time Sam Cooke appeared on the Dick Clark Show in 1964, he was 6 years into a successful pop career. But the smooth performer had a hidden history that many of his fans were unaware of.
Where did you send me?
Send me, Dick, that was in 57.
Previous to 1957, how many records had you made?
I'd made about, I'd made any popular tunes.
You hadn't made any popular songs, but you had been working in another field, had you not?
That's right, I was doing spirituals at the time.
When Sam admitted that he sang spirituals, his white audience might have pictured a world of kindly preachers and old country churches, as depicted in Hollywood films and in books such as Uncle Tom's Cabin. In fact, the world of gospel that Sam Cooke grew up in was anything but sedate. As the son of a Chicago preacher, Sam spent his Sundays in storefront churches whose congregations would sing until the building shook. It was from this hotbed of urban spirituality that gospel's golden age would spring. By the mid-40s, gospel had become an underground form of show business, existing entirely within the black community. It had its own network of venues and its own stars. At the top of the bill were the quartets. Until well into the 1960s, harmony groups were gospel music's superstars. Gospel quartets, like the Dixie Hummingbirds, were masters at building tension and bringing a crowd to a climax. Their showmanship, along with the techniques they pioneered, were later borrowed wholesale by groups like the Temptations and the Jackson 5.
You had three parts, essentially. You had the two lead singers often playing off each other. And then behind them would be the backup singers who would take the offbeats, repeat a lyric, repeat a passage. So you started having multiple rhythmic and harmonic elements going on in there, which were ecstasy-making. They were incredibly exciting and could drive a congregation just out of the pews and onto the floor.
The sharp-suited gospel quartets were idolized by black children in the inner city, who saw in their heroes a form of success and sophistication that they could aspire to. Sam Cooke was no exception, and as a teenager, he joined a group called the Highway QCs, and they started singing in churches around Chicago's South Side.
Sam Cooke had a group, and my brother had a group, just young guys. And there would be about three groups. They'd all go to this Baptist church. The preacher would let us come in after 11 o'clock service. And Sam's group would sing, Purvis' group would sing, and their audience were just a bunch of little children like us, sitting in the audience eating potato chips. and they were just singing. They were getting a good practice, really. That's what it was, you know.
Sam's particular hero was legendary gospel singer R.H. Harris, one of gospel music's most innovative vocalists.
I remember the day, I remember it well. Yes, save my soul from burning hell.
Harrison had a kind of dignified but extremely intense style. He did what was called yodeling, which was really a leap to the falsetto, and it was a very distinctive thing. And all these kids, like Sam Cooke growing up on the South Side in Chicago, he was an enormously influential figure.
I heard about him. I never knew such message coming down from up above. Lord, this old world of sin, I know long stand. I asked my mother, how can I know the man? She said, you must be, don't you have been born again.
For more than a decade, Harris had been lead singer with Chicago's premier gospel quartet, the Soul Stirrers. But in 1950, he shocked his fans when, at the height of their fame, he left the group.